Hey guys! Welcome back to Coolest Crafts. Today I am so excited for this video. I finally got a hold of a copy of Moriah Elizabeth's Create This book, and I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I finally get to start the series now. Also, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but I do have some bruises on my face. This is just from when I got my wisdom teeth removed. I did not get punched. But enough talking, let's get into it. Alright, let's start off with this front cover, shall we? I wanted to start drawing my design in pencil so that it would be easier to paint, but the pencil didn't really show up on the cover, I guess because it was like a glossy material. So I just ditched the pencil and went straight to mixing up my paints. Seeing as this is Moriah's book, it felt only right to do rainbow colors for the front cover. I made all of them pastel colors because I think that they look better than the original. But my design for this cover is to kind of make it look like a bunch of paint spills, I guess. I kind of unintentionally made it into like a paint pour cover. That wasn't really what I was thinking when I started, but looking at the cover now, I think that's what it looks like to me. But anyway, I'm making these weird flowy shapes in a rainbow order, and when I run out of colors, I just start the rainbow over again, and I make it all the way to the edges. Due to my crappy paints, I had to do a lot of layers to get it opaque and to cover the writing underneath. But now that the countless layers are done, I can start outlining the big blob in the center. I do have a paint pen, but the tip of it is very thick and I wanted to make sure that all the details were going to show, so I ended up using a Sharpie for this. Now after I was done outlining the title, I did contemplate for a second to leave it like that because I did like the soft lines and undefined edges, but I just couldn't resist outlining everything with my black paint pen. And ultimately, I am so happy I did because I think it looks freaking awesome. Alright, so front cover's done, now onto the back. I wanted to do a similar design to the front, but just not as complicated. So I wanted to do just one paint splash, and then that would go out into just one rainbow circle. So again, I started in the middle. I didn't cover up the pen and paintbrush. I wanted to leave that as the focus. I also left that blurb on the top because I thought it looked nice there, and I remembered to put the piece of paper on before I got to the edges this time, so improvement. But now all the colors are laid down and it's time for my favorite part, outlining. Again, I'm using a Sharpie for the smaller, more defined details, and then onto my paint pen for the rainbow splotches. And this was such a fun process. Some of the lines did turn out thicker than the others, but I think it just adds to the look. You know, it's irregular, it's splotchy, it's flowy. Doesn't need to be perfect, and it definitely is not. On to the last line, and the back cover is now done, and oh, I love it so much. Now the back and front cover are looking super good, so just need to finish off with the spine of the book. I kind of wanted to blend the front and back cover together, so I ended up kind of extending the blobs on the front page and back page so they would meet on the spine. I started drawing with the Sharpie to see where I'd paint, but I changed that up a bit and I love how it turned out. So just outlining all of the colors with the paint pen and moving on to the little Moriah Elizabeth pencil with the Sharpie. Now that everything is painted, we just have to protect the front and back cover. So I'm just taking some clear masking tape and covering the entire book. Ended up making a little bit of a mistake. I had to rip off some tape. Luckily that one was not a lot, but the one on the front, oh my god, that was stressful. This is sped up times 4. It took me a minute to take it off, but luckily there was no damage. Finally just wrapping up the spine and cutting off the excess. And the front and back cover is complete. Oh, I just love how it looks. I've never been so proud of anything in my life. I really wanted this cover to look good because I'm so excited for this series, and I wanted something that I'd be proud to show. So now that the outside's done, let's move on to the inside. On the first page is where you write your name. And I haven't actually said this before, but I think you could have guessed that my actual name is not Coolest Crafts. It is Clara, so nice to meet you. But first page is done, so let's move on to the second. There's this little box that it wants you to fill, so I cut out a square of just plain printer paper and wanted to do a simple henna design, and it gives me an opportunity to take my sharpener out. Love that thing. I'm definitely really happy with my decision to buy the book, because as I'm editing this, I'm realizing that this little simple pencil crayon drawing is like the first time I've used pencil crayons in over a year. I'm usually more of a paint or clay person. I used to be a lot more into pencil crayons back in high school, but I'm no longer required to do art assignments, so I just never picked up the supplies. So it's nice being able to get back into it. I'm realizing that I enjoyed it a lot more than I remember, and I'm really excited to do more pages of this book. But once it's all colored, I'm just cutting it to shape more, gluing it on, and slapping that down onto the book. Let's move on to the next page, tips and tricks. Oh, come on, don't need that, we're professional. All right, next page looks like just a to-do list, so I'm gonna check off. I did the front and back cover, I did the spine. I didn't do the book edges because I think that they're just gonna get messed up later, so I'm not gonna waste my time doing that now. I decorated the copyright page, and now we just gotta personalize this page. So I'm just taking a piece of paper folded in half, and I think I'm gonna draw my little squishy penguin that I did in a previous video. He's just super cute and I can't get enough of him. So I'm just starting off with a pencil sketch. And then I'm using a pen and outlining everything again. And once that's dry, I just take my eraser and just clean everything up. I'm actually surprised how good this is looking so far. So now I'm just taking a nice turquoise, bluish, greenish pencil crayon and shading the hat and sweater. I'm really a noob when it comes to shading, so I think that I have plenty of room to improve. And this is definitely not the best I can do, but it was just a quick, cute drawing, and I'm honestly really happy with how it turned out. Hopefully you like it too. I just can't get over how cute his face is. He's so chubby. And he's gonna go tobogganing on his little sled. Just adding shading to each of the planks, and I'm also adding some wood grain so it looks a little better. And finally, I'm just adding some blue shading to all the snow around him. And then once that's done, I'm just cutting it out. I contemplated putting the whole thing in, but I thought it'd be cuter if it looked more like a big sticker. So just gluing back that on and adding it to the page, and it looks so cute. Not to toot my own horn or anything. So let's just check that off the list, and oh, look at these guys. They're twinning. Stop me now. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye!